Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another thrilling episode of Manchester United. Can't win the league, might as well win Europe. Tonight's match was brought to you by the letters VAR and the number 10, because that's how many players Athletic Club had left after one emotional moment, one questionable tackle, and one referee who clearly studied drama. San Mamés was rocking, until Manchester United turned it into a funeral procession. Let's talk about how a red card, a penalty, and a man called Harrydinho ruined Athletic's dream of a home final. 1. The Bilbao build-up. From Basque dreams to Bruno nightmares. The vibes before kickoff? Immaculate. Athletic Club dreaming of a home final. Inaki Williams flying down the wing. San Mamés roaring like they were about to host the Champions League final, not just a Europa League semi. And then boom. Casemiro, the Brazilian with the forehead of Thor, nods one into the net like he's on a Real Madrid throwback tour. 1-0, United. 5 minutes later, VAR enters the chat like a nosy neighbor. Dani Vivian breathes near Rasmus Højlund and, suddenly, it's red card, penalty, total meltdown. And just when you thought things couldn't get more dramatic, the stadium atmosphere went from Champions League final to community theater tragedy in 5 minutes flat. One moment, fans were chanting, waving scarves and dreaming of hosting a trophy in their backyard. The next, you could hear a tortilla drop. Even the guy selling churros outside the stadium stopped mid-sale and muttered, "Otra vez?" It was the kind of emotional swing that makes you question not just football, but life, fate, and whether VAR is secretly run by Real Madrid alumni. VAR in European football is like your ex texting at 2 a.m. Never a good sign and always drama. Dani Vivian was out here getting penalized like he kicked Højlund into the next dimension. The replay? A little clumsy. The decision? Full-on Shakespeare. The moment that red card came out, you could hear 50,000 hearts break in San Mamés, and one bald man in Manchester smirk. Bruno Fernandes steps up, cool as ever. The guy's Europa League stats are so ridiculous, he probably gets loyalty points from UEFA. If you told Athletic fans that Harry Maguire would be dancing down the wing assisting Casemiro and turning into a playmaker, no one would have believed you. But this is Europa League United, baby. 2. Bruno Fernandes. The man. The myth. The Europa League tax collector. Let's talk about Bruno. 2 goals, 11 progressive passes, 8 attacking sequences, 31 goal contributions in 32 knockout games. The man is literally taxing Europa League defenses like the IRS. His second goal, a slick flick from Ugarte, and Bruno finishes like he's playing FIFA on beginner mode. At this point, Bruno doesn't play Europa League matches. He files audits. Every opponent is just another financial year, and he's here to collect. He's not just padding stats, he's rewriting them. UEFA might need to start a separate leaderboard just to keep up. Honestly, if he had a punch card for every knockout stage goal contribution, he'd have earned himself a free final by now. Somewhere deep in a UEFA office, an intern is nervously Googling, is it legal for one player to be this efficient? Bruno Fernandes in the Europa League is like a university lecturer doing kindergarten math. It's just unfair. The man scores more in Europe than Man United does in the Premier League. Honestly, if the Premier League rebranded as the UEFA Premier League, United might finish top 4. Bruno plays with that energy like someone who knows this is the only place he'll lift a trophy this season. If he keeps this up, UEFA might just rename the Europa League to the Bruno Cup. United's entire attack was just passed to Bruno and pray. And surprisingly it worked. 3. The red card conspiracy. VAR giveth, VAR taketh everything. Look, was it harsh? Maybe. Did the crowd boo like it was a pantomime? Absolutely. And somewhere in the VAR room, a guy pressed pause like, yeah, that's enough fun for Bilbao tonight. With 10 men, Athletic went from lions to Labradors, and United, smelling blood, did what they rarely do in the Premier League, score efficiently. It wasn't just a red card, it was a cinematic experience. You could practically hear Hans Zimmer in the background as the referee did his slow-motion jog to the monitor. The crowd held their breath like it was the season finale of a telenovela. And when that card came out, you'd think he declared independence from the entire Basque region. One Athletic fan even dropped his pint, whispered we were robbed in 3 languages, and started a petition on the spot. VAR didn't just change the game, it launched a national trauma. This wasn't just a red card, it was a soul-snatching. Athletic fans booed the refs so hard, I'm pretty sure his ears are still ringing in 3 different time zones. Dani Vivian went from center back to sacrificial lamb faster than you can say VAR check in progress. Somewhere in Bilbao, someone's abuela is still yelling about that call. VAR is supposed to bring clarity. In Spain, it just brings riots, red cards, and heartbreak. 4. Harry Maguire. From meme to magician. Can we take a moment to talk about Harry Maguire? Assisted the opener. Commanded the back. Played with swagger. Fans are now calling him Harrydinho. And you know what? It wasn't even ironic this time. This is the redemption arc nobody asked for, but we're watching it anyway. You know the universe is broken when Maguire is out there throwing dummies and overlapping like prime Marcelo. At one point he looked so confident on the ball, even Garnacho moved aside like, "Go ahead, King." Commentators were speechless. One of them just muttered, "That's Harry Maguire," like he'd seen a glitch in the Matrix. Somewhere, a Man United fan deleted 3 years of Maguire slander tweets in shame. If this version of Harry sticks around, we may need to retire the memes and start a church. Harry Maguire assisting Casemiro is the football equivalent of a raccoon solving a Rubik's Cube. You didn't expect it, but now you can't stop watching. He's gone from own goal compilations to Europa League hero. If he keeps this up, England might call him up as a striker. One fan said Maguire looked like Garnacho, and suddenly reality collapsed in on itself. Harry Maguire went from bench warmer to Basque tormentor in 45 minutes. UEFA might drug test him after this one. Not for steroids, just to make sure it's actually him. 5. Second half. Calm, clinical, and Casemiro nearly does it again. After all the chaos of the first half, the second was United's professional mode. Casemiro almost made it 4-0 with another header. He's out here trying to win the Ballon d'Or using only his skull. Amad Diallo returned from injury. Athletic Club tried to look threatening, but it was all just theatrical background music for a United team on cruise control. It was the kind of second half where United didn't even bother breaking a sweat. You could see Bruno Fernandes strolling around like he had brunch reservations, while Casemiro looked like he was actively trying to get a loyalty card from the crossbar. Athletic, on the other hand, were chasing shadows and praying for an intermission that never came. Even the camera crew seemed bored. At one point they zoomed in on a pigeon in the stands that had more movement than Bilbao's midfield. This wasn't game management. It was a footballing siesta. Second half was basically, you tried. Athletic. Good hustle. Casemiro's header hit the post so hard. Bilbao is filing a lawsuit for structural damage. Unai Gomez had a header too, but it had the same energy as a polite suggestion. Amad Diallo coming on was like a cameo in a Marvel movie. Oh hey, he's still alive. The only thing missing from that second half was popcorn and a Bruno hat-trick. 6. Post-match reactions. Joy, fury, and VAR-induced therapy. Manchester United fans. Euphoria. Bruno is king. Harry is reborn. Amorim is a genius. And for once, United fans didn't have to yell at their screens in despair. One fan dubbed this game, the baptism of Maguire. Another said, "We're back, baby." For the 12th time this season, United fans celebrated this win like it erased the fact they're still 14th in the league. They know this might be their only parade this year, so let them dream. Athletic Club fans, absolute heartbreak. From dreaming of lifting the trophy at home, to watching Bruno Fernandes turn their dreams into Europa League compost. The referee is banned from every Pinto bar in Bilbao. Forever. One guy yelled, "VR is a Madridista." And honestly, the crowd didn't argue. San Mamés went from fiesta to funeral in 15 minutes flat. But shout out to Basque loyalty still applauding Iñaki Williams as he walked off. That's love. Neutrals. Everyone else? Just vibing. Drama. Goals. Red cards. Harry Maguire playing like Ronaldinho. This was box office. Neutrals watched this match like, this isn't even my team, but I'm entertained. One commentator said the game went bang bang bang. So did Athletic's hopes. And now with Tottenham winning their leg too, we're staring down the barrel of an all-English final in Bilbao, which is a logistical nightmare for everyone except Ryanair. 7. The second leg. Hope, hype, or just formalities. So now United heads back to Old Trafford with a 3-0 lead. Athletic Club arrives with broken dreams, and UEFA's scriptwriters are already planning an English final. Athletic fans are already Googling miracles near miss, while United fans are cautiously whispering, "Let's not bottle it this time." Yeah? Amorim is probably rehearsing his post-match speech with two versions, one for a 5-0 win and another in case someone pulls a full-on Sevilla 2023. And let's be honest, if Manchester United shows up like it's a Premier League match, we might just get chaos. But if Europa League Bruno and Harrydinho return, then Old Trafford is just hosting a glorified group therapy session for Athletic Club. 133 teams have led by 3+ goals away in a Europa League tie. All 133 have qualified. So, good luck, Athletic. This isn't just a lead, it's a legally binding ticket to the final. If United blows this, it'll make the 2023 Sevilla collapse look like a warm-up act. Amorim said they'll focus on Brentford first. Brother, if Brentford scores 3 at Old Trafford, we're all packing it in. At this point, the only thing standing between United and the final is United. Closing thoughts. Bruno's ballad and Bilbao's blues. So will Athletic pull off the greatest comeback since Lazarus, or will United cruise into a final hosted on the same pitch they just turned into a crime scene? Drop your predictions in the comments, smash that like button for Bruno's forehead, and subscribe for more football comedy, trauma, and a little bit of tactical heartbreak. And remember, if your week's been rough, just be glad you're not the referee walking back to his hotel in Bilbao tonight. See you next time.